Cambodia opens fire. Opens the battle at the Thai border. Launch a BM-21 rocket. Not sparing civilian targets. Cambodia opens fire on Thai soldiers at Tha Muan Thom Temple. The fighting then spread to 4 provinces in the lower northeastern region of Thailand, including Sirin, Buram, Sisaket, and Ubon Ratchathani.
คุณผู้ชมขอหลบก่อนนะครับตอนนี้ก็เป็นเหตุการณ์ที่ไม่คาดฝันที่เกิดขึ้นนะครับระหว่างที่กำลังรายงานสดอยู่ก็มีเสียงระเบิดดังขึ้นนะครับเนาะมีเสียงระเบิดดังขึ้นเป็นระยะนะครับ
And civilian targets were also attacked by Cambodian military BM-21 rockets.
This mark beside me is the impact site of a BM-21 rocket explosion. The blast knocked down the jackfruit tree in front of the house. If we face the house, we can see that the entire building is damaged, with the roof collapsed.
ผมยืนอยู่นะครับคือความเสียหายหนักสุดนะครับนี่ก็คือร่องรอยนะครับของจรวดทำให้มีผู้เสียชีวิตทันที1 รายนะครับแล้วก็สามีได้รับบาดเจ็บสาหัสแขนขาดและขาขาด
ตอนนี้นะคะดิฉันอยู่ด้านหน้าของร้านสะดวกซื้อนะคะที่อยู่ในสภาพอย่างที่เห็นค่ะคุณผู้ชมหลังจากที่ว่าทหารทางฝั่งกัมพูชานะคะได้มีการยิงจรวดเข้ามาแล้วก็ถล่มเข้ามาในพื้นที่ของร้านสะดวกซื้อในปั๊มปตท.แห่งนี้สภาพอย่างที่เห็นค่ะคุณผู้ชม
On just the first day of the fighting, BM-21 rockets fired by the Cambodian military have claimed the lives of civilians, located more than 10 kilometers away from the front line. This represents the cruelty of the Cambodian military, who launched rockets targeting and killing multiple civilians at a convenience store in Kantharalak district.
อยู่กับลูกมันตายแม่ก็บอกว่าตายอยู่ดอกแม่ก็อยากให้มันเดชโซเป็นหยัง
ปั่นมานี่กับลูกก็เมียเกือบ10 ปีเลยครับเพื่อที่ได้ทรัพย์นี่น้ำตาตกสูญไปแค่พริบตาไปเลยจักสิว่าแนวไหนจักสิเลือกต้นยังไง
ไม่เคยคิดว่ามันจะโหดร้ายอย่างนี้เราไม่เคยเจอเนาะไม่เคยเจอตั้งแต่เกิดมาวันนั้นแหละตาตกใจร้องไห้จนเลือดมันท่วมหมดเลย
Even the hospital became a target of the Cambodian military's BM-21 rocket attacks.
เข้ามาโจมตีมาแล้วเข้ามาทานหมอบกลับมาที่ข้างรถกระบะทหารเลยพี่เพราะระเบิดลงเมื่อกี้ลงหน้าโรงพยาบาลแล้วก็ลงข้างในโรงพยาบาลพี่เข้าได้ไหมลูก
Look, the roof is broken. The windows are broken. As you can see, the floor is broken. This is the explosive from the Kampuchea's BM-21s.
The firing of BM-21 rockets by Cambodia into Thai territory. Encroaching more than 30 kilometers into the territory, this has forced hundreds of thousands of villagers from 4 southern ASEAN provinces to evacuate their homes.
เดี๋ยวจะพายายกับหลานไปไว้ในที่ปลอดภัยก่อนนะครับยายตกลงเมื่อเช้าไม่ทันลูกทั้ง2 คนตลาดเหรอครับปืนใหญ่ยิงนะครับอ๋อลูกชายระวังระวังยายเดี๋ยวรีบไปกันหลายคนค่อนข้างที่จะมีความตกอกตกใจแล้วก็วิตกกังวลกับเหตุการณ์ที่เกิดขึ้นนะครับทำให้ในส่วนของผู้นำชุมชนต้องเร่งอพยพชาวบ้านครับ
The whole village is silent because this area is the drop zone. The villagers have to evacuate to a safe place.
We therefore went to the area with the heaviest fighting, specifically at the area around Ta Muan Tam and Ta Kwai temples, Phonam Dongrak district, Surin province. Ban Kruat district, Buram province. It is another area where Cambodia fired BM-21 rockets more than 20 kilometers
Were you at
deep.
home yesterday?
The villagers living in the area where the rockets fell had no bunkers, as they never expected Cambodia would fire there.
5 to 6 kilometers from here.
The gunshots were shot from a very far distance.
How many are there in this area?
รวมทั้งหมดแถวตรงเนี้ยทั้งหมดประมาณ7 ลูก
About 7 bombs.
Throughout the night, normally a time for rest, villagers near the front line remained constantly alert. Because Cambodia continued firing BM-21 rockets, Thailand had to respond with artillery fire.
Any problem with the rain? You have to be careful with the Cambodia's BM-21.
มีครับผม
What's the problem?
ก็มันถ้าฝนตกอย่างนี้ก็บรรยากาศมันคึกคืนก็ฟังเสียงไม่ค่อยออกว่าเสียงเข้าหรือเสียงออกมาอย่างนี้นะครับมันก็มีปัญหาจุดนี้ครับ
You know, right, what the sound of artillery fired from the Thai side is like, and what the sound of artillery from the Cambodian side is like.
ถ้ากัมพูชายิงเข้ามามันจะเสียงฟับอย่างนี้ตกตุ้มอย่างนี้เลยครับครับถ้าเสียงฝั่งไทยไปมันดังบึ้มบึ้มไปเลยอย่างนี้ครับ
By the 3rd day of the clashes, in the early morning of July 26th, Cambodia expanded the battlefront eastward to Ban Chem Rak Muang district, Trat province. However, they were counterattacked and pushed back by the Navy Marines. The 4th day of the battle on July 27th, Anwar Ibrahim, the Malaysian Prime Minister, as the ASEAN president urged the Thai and Cambodian leaders to find a way to stop the shooting during the meeting in Malaysia. This caused Mr. Hun Manet, the Prime Minister of Cambodia, and Mr. Phumtham Wed Cha Ya Chai, acting Prime Minister of Thailand, to travel to Malaysia. On the afternoon of July 28th, an agreement was reached for an unconditional ceasefire to take effect by midnight on the same day.
We agree to a ceasefire with assurance myself that it will be carried out successfully in good faith by both sides. Thank you very much.
This midnight,
ดีครับนั่นวัวทุนใหม่หรอคือดีที่สุดแล้วการหยุดยิงหยุดเถอะ
But after the ceasefire negotiations, the midnight deadline turned into 6 remaining hours of fierce fighting, as both sides sought to reclaim as much territory as possible, especially in the area of Takwai Temple.
ทำได้ใน4 True ตอน 2 วันพรุ่งนี้
The Battle of Prasat Takwai
ก็
before
หวังอยากให้สงบเลยครับสงบเร็วเท่าไหร่ยิ่งดี
Cambodia launches a full-scale offensive. Spy drones swarm breaches Thai airspace. An unconditional ceasefire at midnight on July 28th was the agreement reached in negotiations between Thailand's acting Prime Minister and Cambodia's Prime Minister in Malaysia.
And a time to start rebuilding trust and confidence and cooperation going forward between Cambodia and Thailand. And thank you again, Prime Minister. Thank you.
But 6 hours after the announcement, Cambodia had used the time to prepare a large military force to attack Thailand at Prasat Takwai. We spent the final 6 hours before the deadline observing from a site roughly 10 kilometers from the battlefield until the fierce night battle erupted. Our position was ordered into a total blackout, having become a target of BM-21. Rocket barrages that rained down beyond the front line and deep into the rear as Cambodian drones prowled overhead, spying on our observation post. The final 3 hours before midnight were likely the fiercest point of the fighting. Cambodia attempted to send in 4 companies from its BHQ unit to join the battle at Prasat Takwai. Heavy clashes broke out, and at around 11:20 p.m., the sound of F-16s dropping bombs could be heard. The powerful explosions shook the ground aimed at cutting off Cambodian troop reinforcements. And 5 minutes before midnight, 31st Infantry Regiment. They heroically charged out of the bunker to engage the enemy. The key area was Hill 350, a commanding high ground that controlled the battlefield terrain in the area. At that moment, the ceasefire took effect before Thai troops could secure the area as Cambodian forces had laid mines and traps.
It is now midnight, and at the spot where I'm standing, near Tamu and Tom Temple, a ceasefire is already in effect. In particular, the Cambodian heavy artillery and BM-21 rocket launchers have fallen silent. I haven't heard them since before midnight.
หลังเจรจาหยุดยิงเมื่อเที่ยงคืนเนาะแล้วก็ตระเวนดูบ้านที่อยู่ติดชายแดนสุดเลยโอ้โหปรากฏว่ารุนแรงมากครับผมแล้วก็วันนี้เห็นว่าความเสียหายเกิดขึ้นส่วนใหญ่จะเป็นเกษตรกรรมไร่นาของชาวบ้านสวนปาล์มสวนยางแล้วก็ถนนหนทางก็เสียหายด้วย
This is one of the points where the BM-21 patrol landed in the middle of the community in the area at the border, where there was a clash. In addition to this area, there should be many other points where there was a heavy clash last night. There was also a bombing. Many points in Thailand were hit. In some areas, the people's houses were damaged. As well, there are many others on the public roads or in the gardens. How was it yesterday? Was there a big difference between the shooting before and after?
เมื่อวานก่อนรู้สึกว่าเสียงดังแรงครับแรงมากก่อนที่จะสั่งให้หยุดยิงใส่กันแรงก่อนเที่ยงคืนใส่กันหนักเลยสารพัดชนิดเลยครับสารพัดชนิดเลยรับไม่ไหวเลยจนทางอำเภอให้สั่งถอนกำลังไม่ว่าแต่ชลบก็แต่ผู้ใหญ่บ้านนี่ถอนกำลังเลย
ด้านหลังนี้คือร่องรอยของการปะทะกันเมื่อคืนนี้จะเห็นได้ชัดเลยนะครับว่าต้นยางพาราพืชผลทางการเกษตรของชาวบ้านที่นี่เนี่ยพังเสียหายจากแรงของจรวดทางฝั่งของกัมพูชานะครับ
This is the damage from the Cambodia's B-21 bombing. This house behind me is very heavy. I can't imagine what the situation would be like if people were inside this house.
Over the 5 days of fighting, 15 Thai soldiers were killed and 196 wounded. They gave their lives in defense of Thai soil. Meanwhile, civilian casualties included 14 killed directly by BM-21 rocket attacks, 3 who died from indirect impacts, and 38 wounded. Despite the ceasefire, Cambodian forces continued to fire sporadically. Another front to watch closely was the use of drones. After the guns fell silent at midnight on July 28th, spurious drones were spotted entering several areas along the Thai border. Despite a nationwide order prohibiting all drone flights under any circumstances, these drones were feared to be part of a military tactic used to mark targets for strikes and gather intelligence on the Thai side. If the opposing side was deploying reconnaissance drones, it was not mere surveillance. It could mean using drones to scout and lock on targets for attack, or even employing them as suicide drones. Many parties feared that Cambodia might be using reconnaissance drones to prepare attacks on Thai military strongholds. Unlike Google Maps, which can have inaccuracies, drone flights capture precise 3D images with embedded coordinates and detailed information about the location. This enables drone strikes to be conducted with greater accuracy and effectiveness.
หวังผล
ในอนาคตการที่เขาได้เก็บข้อมูลไปไม่มากก็น้อยนะครับการที่จะมาจู่โจมเรามันก็ไม่ได้ไกลความเป็นจริงจากที่จะยิงสุ่มหรืออะไรต่างๆก็จะมีความแม่นยำมากขึ้นจากที่เคยไปยิงแล้วเขาจะต้องโดนโจมตีคืนด้วยเครื่องบินหรืออะไรต่างๆเขาก็อาจจะเปลี่ยนเป้าหมายมาที่ตัวทหารของเราเองแต่เพิ่มความแม่นยำเพิ่มความสูญเสียให้เราเยอะขึ้นเรื่อยๆเพราะถ้าเกิดไม่มีความชอบธรรมเพียงพอเนี่ยการจะเอาเครื่องบินไปก็อาจจะยังไม่มีน้ำหนักนะครับดังนั้นการที่จะเห็นเขาเอาอุปกรณ์เทคโนโลยีเหล่านี้เข้ามาก็จะเพิ่มขึ้นเรื่อย
ๆ The drone flight ban and orders to neutralize drones became another crucial mission in responding to the invasion of Thai territory. During this conflict, Thai news channels deployed over 10 teams with equipment across more than 7 border provinces, including Yuban, Ratchathani, Sisaket, Surin, Buram, Sakho, Chanthaburi, and Trat, providing real-time coverage of the situation every second. Although some locations were risky and faced confrontations, the media continued their work under the pressure of gunfire and
และเสียงระเบิดจรวดยิงระเบิดของกัมพูชายิงออกมาแล้วครับปรากฏว่ามีเสียงระเบิดดังขึ้นหลายนัดติดต่อกันแล้วก็มีเสียงสัญญาณไซเรนแจ้งเตือน
Especially during the final 6 hours of the night, on July 27th, before the ceasefire, we stationed ourselves to provide updates from every point and angle near the battlefield, fulfilling our role as dedicated intermediaries both in the field and in the editorial office.
The officers who can communicate with the front line have found that there is no more shooting.
We reaffirm our commitment to journalistic ethics by carefully verifying and delivering reliable information to the public. Amid the surge of fake news, the Thai media professional organizations issued a statement urging the Cambodian Journalists Association to uphold journalistic ethics in their country and to sincerely and seriously address the spread of false and distorted news. The Thai media professional organizations have announced a temporary suspension of relations with the Cambodian media.
Thailand must stop hostility, remove the barbed fire.
There is also an important question that leads to the situation of fighting between Thai soldiers and Cambodia. Our team contacted a group of Cambodia volunteers. They fled from Hun Sen's hunt and came to live in Thailand. This group of people came out to give us information less than a week before the shooting day. Confirmed behind Hun Sen's orders to create power, create prestige, and create popularity for themselves and their sons, as well as to cover up their families' interests to gain benefits from the global scammer call center gang. What's behind this story? Stay tuned for next episode.
Hi everybody, thank you for dropping in on TNT. We're still laser focused on what's happening in and around the Thai-Cambodian border, not necessarily geographically, but sort of other linked items, some of which I've spoken about in recent days, and all because you asked for it. There's still plenty of news around and a lot of what we'd call unintended consequences, so let's get stuck into it. And if you find any of these daily programs are useful, informative or entertaining, you can always buy me a coffee. There's a link in the description below. You can also subscribe to the channel. That's pretty easy to do. Give us a like. And we'll start off with some words from the acting Thai Prime Minister. As reported in the Bangkok Post, Phumtham, that's the acting Prime Minister, confirms Thai soldiers' right to self-defence against landmines. And we'll also check out the other side of this story from the Phnom Penh Post next. And gee, I hope that guy's got good insurance. The Thai government will again complain to the UN about Cambodia's use of anti-personnel landmines in contravention of the Ottawa Treaty. These are words from the acting Prime Minister, Phumtham Wechayachai. And he said that Thai troops have every right to respond in self-defence to such attacks. And he was responding to the latest landmine explosion near Tam Mlen Tom Temple ruins in Surin province yesterday. And he said the use of landmines certainly violates the Ottawa Treaty. This will be the subject of a complaint to the UN. The UN has a process for subsequent action. And he said the government confirms that it's time to strengthen the forces that are protecting our national sovereignty. And then soldiers are installing barbed wire along the border in contested areas, marking out the boundary between Thailand and Cambodia. Well, it's that boundary and the exact location of that boundary that's been causing all this conflict. So I suppose they're talking about where Thailand thinks the boundary is. Well, let's go to the Phnom Penh Post to get their version of events. This is an opinion piece published today. And it says the Cambodian government cannot be held responsible for the Thai military's failure to properly demine areas under Thai sovereignty. And with respect to landmines and other types of unexploded ordnance, it's important, he says, to recognise that the areas where the Thais have experienced casualties are understood to be areas that have been subjected to various types of mining operations, aerial bombardment and artillery shelling. And then going on, he says, with GPS technology, there's no reason for, I suppose should be Thailand, to complain about casualties from mines and unexploded ordnance on Cambodian territory, because technically, if they're suffering casualties in these areas, then they're admitting their illegal encroachment on Cambodian soil. In the reverse, the Cambodian government cannot be held responsible for the Thai military's failure to properly demine areas under Thai sovereignty. Well, of course, that sort of argument and those conversations will continue ad infinitum. But how exactly are the Thai army looking to actually mark the border? Well, they're not only going to use barbed wire, they're going to get the public to pay for it. Reported in Thai PBS World, Army defends public appeal for barbed wire donations. And the Thai army apparently is in urgent need of razor wire to erect fences along the border with Cambodia, so it's sought donations from the public instead of using its own budget, because apparently the procedures would take at least 1 month to complete. Here's me thinking they could probably get that paperwork done in about an hour. But I'm not the only one. Many have raised questions over the Thai Army's appeal, saying it should use its own budget, or the government's, instead of relying on donations from the public. They also ask where the military's money has gone. Or maybe they could get Cambodia to pay for it. Well, here's the ad. And there's a phone number there if you've got any of that razor barbed wire lurking in the bottom of some cupboard. But the acting Prime Minister said he disagreed with the 2nd Army Region's appeal for public donations to purchase barbed wire, saying that the Army could ask directly for funding from the government without the need to solicit public donations and risk misunderstanding. Yes, we certainly don't want any misunderstanding between the Thai Army and the Thai government. Now let's go to some of the other unintended consequences. And reported in Thai PBS World, Cambodians sneak back to Thailand after broken job promises. That'd be broken job promises on the other side of the barbed wire. And about 50 Cambodians who used to work in Thailand but returned to their country after their government promised them better jobs and a better life were arrested in Thailand's eastern province of Chanthaburi last night. They told Thai authorities that they found no well-paid jobs as promised and decided to risk arrest by sneaking back into Thailand. And it's reported that they told officials that they'd been deceived by their leaders' promises. Now, in many cases, these tens of thousands of Cambodians were either just coming across the border each day to apply their trade in Thailand, or many of them actually lived in Thailand, but they were just popping across the border with things they call day passes, and that was their life that obviously has been disrupted. And we go to the Khao English Facebook page. The heading Labour Ministry addresses manpower shortage. And published today, the Labour Ministry explains that the labour shortage problems will be resolved within 2 months, and they're preparing to import workers from 4 more countries. The Foreign Worker Management Policy Committee had met to increase the number of workers from other nationalities to replace the current shortage of Cambodian workers, for example, Sri Lankan workers, but also from Nepal, the Philippines and Indonesia, but it could take around 2 to 3 months. And they say, we believe we should increase the number of nationalities to 8, up from the original 4, which was Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar and Vietnam. And when asked by reporters about the number of Cambodian workers who have returned to their country, the Labour Minister said that currently over 100,000 Cambodians have returned through the Immigration Office. And this number might include, as we mentioned, Cambodians residing in Thailand and others, and does not represent the total number of labourers. So Thailand, especially that area east of Bangkok, are short of labourers at the moment, apparently short of barbed wire as well. But there are all these, I suppose, mop-up moments and unintended consequences after the conflicts. But the main thing is that no one's throwing rocks at each other, and it is generally peaceful. But as far as the land borders are concerned, it looks like they're still closed, and they'll probably remain closed for the foreseeable future. But you can still fly from Siem Reap to Phuket, from Bangkok to Phnom Penh, or the other way around. It's just you're not going to get across the land borders. And we hope that peace does continue along the Thai-Cambodian border, no matter exactly where it might be, and the people whose lives depended on doing some trade from one side to the other gets back to normal as soon as possible. Anyway, hopefully that fills in a few holes in our knowledge about what's happening along the Thai-Cambodian border at the moment. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.